Welcome back, and welcome back all of you new attendees. Again, my name is Daryl Moorhead. I'm the Director of Member and Business Development at the Society. And one of the things I oversee is our Preferred Partner Program. These are companies that we work with that have kind of dedicated themselves to the accounting profession, and they have lots of great uh, knowledge and industry knowledge and some great platforms and services that they offer our members. Some of them even have special discounts, including Fyle, which you will find in our member savings center. So I encourage you to check that out at some point today or in the future when you need something. Fyle joined us as a partner early in the year. I just think based on the research I've done in terms of other options out there, Fyle's one of the best, and that's why we partnered with them. The cost is inexpensive and even more inexpensive for COCPA members. It works with existing cards, so you don't have to use or get new cards. It's so flexible, uses AI and texting. You're going to see all of this. But I just think it's fantastic, and that's why we're so excited to partner with them. And so I'm not going to give the presentation. I'm going to let Vikram do that for me. So go ahead, take it away.
Thanks so much for the kind words, Daryl. Good morning, everybody. My name is Vikram Potnis. I've been with Fyle for the last 5 years. Had partnerships and alliances team at Fyle, and I also lead the program at Fyle called Fyle for Accounting Firms. Me and my team work with accountants and accounting firms across the US, helping them understand the benefits of Fyle and also provide the value of Fyle on how Fyle can sort of help streamline processes related to expense management and spend management for accountants and for accounting firms. Well, I'd like to thank COCPA for providing this opportunity to present to all of you. I'd also like to thank for your time for spending to understand more about Fyle. I understand it's early morning, and I hope all of you have got yourself coffee. Yeah, I'd like over the next few minutes, I'd love to sort of talk about a few things around Fyle. So that's me, as I said. And just to make sure, can somebody give me a thumbs up, or if you're able to see my screen, all right?
Looks great.
Yeah.
Looks
All
great.
right. All right. So what I intend to cover today would be to tell you a little more about who we are, what does Fyle offer, what's an ideal use case for Fyle, how can you benefit from it, either in your own organizations or for your clients, for those who are working with your clients. Why choose Fyle over some of the other solutions that are out there? A quick demo, and also a little more about how can you partner with Fyle, or what are the benefits that you get working as a member of COCPA, right? So just to get things started, Fyle has been loved by employees, recommended by leading finance teams across the US. We've been consistently rated, a leader in multiple sort of categories across G2 and Capterra and most of the review and rating sites across the internet. As you can see over here, we are rated as leaders in the category. And we have very tight integrations with the best of accounting software, QuickBooks Online, QuickBooks Desktop, Sage Intacct, Sage CRE 300, Xero, Oracle NetSuite, to name a few, and also Microsoft Dynamics. So let's just understand a little more about the problem that we solve for, right? And understand the importance of streamlining the accounting workflow related to, expense management and credit card reconciliation, right? By automating this whole process around credit card reconciliation, reimbursement workflow, you can eliminate the manual processes involved in reconciliation, which saves a lot of productive time for accountants like yourselves. It also results in better employee experience. One of the things that I've heard quite often is employees don't like finance teams because a lot of the employees believe that they're being questioned on how they spend on behalf of the organization. Now, from an accounting standpoint, that's a requirement because you need to account for where and what people are spending across the organization. But it comes across sometimes as employees that it is something that you're scrutinizing or questioning their where and when they're spending. So by automating this, there's definitely the benefit of better employee experience, more visibility into credit card spend. I was speaking to a controller the other day, and she was mentioning to me that most controllers or most people in the accounting department fly blind till the end of the month when there's a credit card statement which lands in the mailbox, and suddenly they need to provision for the spend that has been made across the organization. So having more visibility in real time, or at least close to real time, can help in provisioning better, and also planning for finances better, both from an accounting standpoint as well as if you're an owner of the firm as well. Data that can help manage and optimize employee spend. An example for that could be, let's say, you have employees who are spending across multiple vendors. If you have the analytics and the data and the ability to view how much you're spending on an average on a month-on-month basis with a specific vendor, let's call it Marriott, then you have the ability to go back to Marriott and say, you know what, Marriott, we are spending this much amount of money as an organization, so you can negotiate better with them. And it also minimizes human error and automated fraud detection and fraud prevention to an extent. By having digital audit trails, it can really help compliance and audit. I will show you how that can be established with solutions like Fyle. Overall, I think we've seen a huge improvement in the time to close books. So much so that we've been able to bring it down from around 20 to 22 days in some situations to under 4 days, right? So that's been sort of the impact and the learnings that we've had, and some of the reasons that our customers have quoted why they switched to Fyle, and the benefits that we have seen after they've switched to Fyle as well. We believe that expense management can be better, smarter, and simpler. And that is the vision that we are sort of chasing. We believe that in eliminating or at least reducing the time and effort people need to spend from the process of expense management. So the problem that we solve for as a company is around lack of visibility into employee expenses on company-issued credit cards, and this can be from any bank, from any card, on any network, right? So it could be an Amex, it could be a Visa, it could be a MasterCard, from any regional bank, any local bank, or also it could be from any of the top 10 banks across the US. We solve for collecting receipts on a timely manner, also reminding employees to submit receipts on a timely manner. We process reimbursements and out-of-pocket expenses. We also have the ability to push expenses that are made using personal cards back into the employee's bank account after an approval workflow that can be followed through. We avoid, or we can support, or we can sort of help with avoiding manual coding and categorization. So we automate that whole process. We also automate the process of counting entries into the accounting software, or the GL, right? Fyle is ideal for any company which has anywhere between 5 to about 1,000 employees based in the United States. Customers who are using QBO, Xero, as I mentioned, Sage, NetSuite, or MS Dynamics. Businesses using SMB or corporate cards issued by any of the banks. So that's probably an ideal fit, and this is the use case that we solve for at Fyle. So as I mentioned earlier, employee expense tracking, project and budget tracking. We use AI for compliance and for processing the whole workflow as well. Card reconciliation, reimbursements, and accounting integration. So just to reiterate, these are the things that Fyle can help you with and your clients with. I'm going to skip that. So I want to highlight an aspect which is very, very special to Fyle, right? Fyle is the only solution which offers direct real-time transaction feeds from any card. Now, to put things into perspective, what that means is, imagine you walk into a Starbucks or a Lowe's or a Home Depot. Any of your employees would use their company-issued card to swipe to make a purchase, right? So, for example, you would walk into a Starbucks, order yourself a mocha by swiping your card, and at that instance, you would receive a text message from us asking you to submit a receipt. There are two things that are happening there. One, because you're being nudged right then and there, the possibility of submitting the receipt is directly increased by about 49%. So all you got to do is take a photo of the receipt, respond to the text message, and you're done. Fyle takes care of the rest. Fyle extracts that information from the receipt, automatically codes it in line with chart of accounts on your accounting software, and also submits it for an approval workflow if you need that to happen, right? So all of that is automated. So it's as simple as taking a photo of the receipt, by the way, which you're reminded of right when you make the spend, and submitting that receipt for reconciliation. And this is very, very special, as I said, because we have a partnership with MasterCard, Visa, and American Express to make this work for you. And with American Express, we go the extra mile. Let's say you have an existing Amex card. You can bring that over to Fyle, and Fyle has the unique ability to issue unlimited virtual cards based on your American Express card. So what that means is, without having to switch cards or without having to change banks, we help you retain your relationship with your existing bank and also the credit terms that you hold with your existing bank. And not to forget the rewards and the points and the benefits that come with your existing card program can all be retained while giving you an opportunity to switch to a better software and automating the whole workflow. We also have other means by which you can submit and manage the whole workflow. Text messaging is probably the easiest. A majority of our customers use text messaging as a means to submit their receipts. But if you do have, let's say, a digital receipt, which lands in your mailbox, that is possible too, with a click of a button. So for example, we have plugins available for Gmail, for Outlook, for Microsoft Teams, for Slack. So regardless of which application you're using, within a click of a button, you're able to submit and manage that whole receipt submission and expense management workflow. So as a user, it's super simplified to manage the whole workflow. We also do have our mobile app on iOS and Android. So what I'm going to do is quickly switch to showing you how the solution works. And let me start by sharing my mobile screen. Stopping over here. And is my screen visible? Is my mobile screen visible?
Yep, we can see that just fine.
Thank you. So what I'm going to do, what I'm showing you here right now is basically my text messaging app, right? So this is basically SMS or text messaging. So in order to submit a receipt, all I got to do is click on the camera icon and, take a photo of the receipt, just like that, and submit it. And just like that, within a few seconds, the Fyle AI engine will extract information, automatically code it to the right chart of accounts, and also ensure that if there is a need for additional information such as projects or categories or location or any other classes that you need to associate with the spend or just a memo, right? We will get back to the user and ask them to provide that information as well, right? So as you can see over here, a new expense of $8.53 has been created by Burger Company and with the attached receipt. There is some detail missing. Please share the project or a response skip to complete it later. So I'm just going to respond as project 1 and let's see what happens. So the closest match to your input is project 1. Please confirm. And I'll say confirm. And that's it. So as you can see, your expense was successfully saved. So as you can see, we made it super simple and we use natural language to submit this information. So it's super simple. Now, the starting point for what I just submitted was obviously starting with a text message myself, but this is how it would show up otherwise, right? So if I swipe my card, I would get a message immediately saying we've detected an expense, so and so. Please share the receipt image, and we'll handle the rest. And I submit the receipt, and voila, that's about it. So it's as simple as it can get, right? So that's how the workflow works for the text messaging based feature that we have. Now let me switch gears and show you how our mobile app looks and functions, right? So this is how the mobile app looks. So I have all of my cards listed over here. So as I informed you earlier, we have the ability to link all of your credit cards. In case you have multiple cards, we can go ahead and do that as well. So over here, I have 1, 2, 3, 4 cards linked to my Fyle account. So if I make a purchase on any of those cards, those transactions would flow into Fyle automatically, and Fyle will automatically nudge me to submit a receipt immediately, right? And we do have the ability to submit the receipt using the mobile app as well. In addition to that, we can also add mileage, and we can also have per diems submitted using the mobile app over here. And if you just slide the screen on the left, you will be able to view all of your existing expenses. You will also be able to add personal cards. If you want to claim reimbursements made on a personal card, you can also do that using the link your personal card feature. And you can also view the settings and reports that you would want to process. So let me stop sharing my screen and switch back to my computer screen. What if you have a digital receipt, right? So if you have a digital receipt, then as I mentioned earlier, there is a way to submit those receipts using a plugin with Gmail or Outlook. What I'm demonstrating you over here on my screen is how that looks and works with Gmail. So this is a receipt from Lyft. In order to submit this receipt, all I got to do is just click on this button, add expense. Fyle will go in there, read all the expenses that are there on the email. It could be an attachment, it could be a PDF or an image-based attachment, or it could just be in the body of the email itself. As you can see, the plugin has detected the currency, the amount, mode of payment, date of transaction, merchant name. It is also associated to the right project, depending on what this person was working on at that particular time. And all of these dimensions or details or chart of accounts are being pulled in from my linked account on QBO, right? So all of these details are coming in from there. The category, the project, the cost center, all of that is coming in from my accounting software. And all I got to do here, if I want to, I can mention the purpose of this, expense, or I can just simply go ahead and submit that. Notice what happened here. Taxi rides have a limit of $10. Please provide a justification why, it's exceeding that. So right then and there, the employees are notified or asked why there's a violation or the policy is being violated. So we completely avoid the back and forth between the employees, the accounting department, the manager, and so on and so forth. So there's a very, very customizable way to sort of manage this whole workflow. This is how it looks from within the app, right? So I submitted 2 expenses right now. One of them was using the receipt from the taxi app, right? So if you can see over here, this is how the app looks within the within our app. So we also maintain a very rich audit trail of everything that's transpired on the app, right? So I can go ahead and make some changes to this, or I can just leave it as it is, and it gets submitted automatically. Right. So, by the way, if you have any questions, please feel free to put it in the chat box. I have my colleague Shweta who can address those as I go along. And this is how it looks and works from an employee standpoint. Now, I just want to quickly show you how it looks from an administrator's standpoint, right? So from an admin standpoint, this is the dashboard. You have a list of all the tasks that are carved out for an administrator over here. I can also see spend overview. Basically, I get a view of what is the total spend across the organization, how much of it was card spend, how much of it was reimbursable expense, split by cards, merchants, categories, employees, departments, and projects, and by a specific date range. We have also launched our Copilot feature, which allows us to, view and type in, basically whatever questions you have around Fyle. So for example, who is the top spender last year? Let's see what it comes back as, but that's me. This is my demo account, so that's the reason why it's coming up as me being the top spender. So with a graph as well, which can be downloaded and presented to your management team, or if you're working with a client, you can also use this data to present to your clients and provide them, with advisory around where should they be spending, what should they be spending on, and so on and so forth. As I mentioned earlier, this is by no means an elaborate demo, but it was just to sort of show you, a snippet of how Fyle works and some of the benefits of that Fyle can bring to your teams and your clients' teams as well. So the accounting software integration is really seamless. It's one of the best that's out there. It's a two-way sync across leading accounting software. As I mentioned, it can be set up in less than 20 minutes. We pull in all the details from the existing chart of accounts, as I mentioned. And this is how it looks and works with QBO. Just a quick snapshot of how that works and looks. We can sync dimensions such as employees, vendors, all of the chart of accounts. Vendors can be also mapped to merchants. We have the ability to track projects, cost codes, as I mentioned as well. So why choose Fyle, right? So Fyle is the only card agnostic expense management solution which works in real time. Improved user experience for both employees and the administrators. Minimize human errors. AI-based capture and coding. It takes less than 2 seconds, and I just demonstrated how that works using the text messaging functionality. Extremely configurable rules engine, multi-dimensional workflow configuration, and rapid onboarding within 1 week. Best in class, 24/7 support with an average response time of an industry-leading 30 minutes, under 30 minutes, right? So you have a problem, you raise a ticket, we respond within 30 minutes, and that's a promise. And very deep integrations with major accounting software, as I mentioned. There are some benefits around partnering with Fyle as an accounting firm as well. We can talk more about it. And we want to extend the goodness of what we can offer for you and your clients, if you are working with clients, that is. So an exclusive benefit for members of COCPA, there is a 50% discount on the implementation fee. So you save on the implementation, and also a 10% discount on all subscriptions across the tiers. So we have a growth tier and a business tier. So we have a 10% discount across all of those subscription tiers. With that, I want to thank you for your time.